All right, Ukraine. Um, the we said on the morning meeting that Zelensky couldn't just trash the plan because he can't. He has to at least pretend to try to be willing to amend it. So here is Caroline Levitt at the briefing today. This is 13, Sam, talking about how this plan got developed without input from the Europeans in Ukraine. Number 13, please.
Quite a bit of reporting on the latest with Russia, Ukraine. So let me clarify and give you guys the truth on where it currently stands. President Trump has made it very clear since day one, and even on the campaign trail, that he wants to see this war come to an end. He's grown increasingly frustrated with both sides of this war, Russia and Ukraine alike, for their refusal to commit to a peace agreement. But nevertheless, the president and his national security team are steadfast in seeing this war come to an end, to end the killing and deliver on the president's promise. Special Envoy Witkoff, Marco Rubio, have been working on a plan quietly for about the last month. They've been engaging with both sides, Russia and Ukraine, equally to understand what these countries would commit to in order to see a lasting and durable peace. That's how you get to a peace negotiation, right? That's how it worked with Israel, with respect to Israel and Gaza and all of the Arab countries in the Middle East. That's how we accomplished that historic agreement, which the UN, by the way, voted to commit to and accept this week, which was a huge monumental moment. So they have been engaged with both sides, and these talks are continuing. As always, I'm not going to litigate the details of this plan as it's ongoing and it's in flux, but the president supports this plan. It's a good plan for both Russia and Ukraine, and we believe that it should be acceptable to both sides, and we're working very hard to get it done. And I'll also add, I know Secretary Driscoll did meet with President Zelensky today. We spoke with him. He was very optimistic following that meeting. And so, again, we are having good conversations with both sides with respect to ending this war.
So obviously made this point before, but one difference between this plan, as it was gestated, and the Middle East plan is the Middle East plan, the U.S. negotiated with Hamas over the plan, and this was, as far as we know, not negotiated with the Ukrainians before it was promulgated. Speaking of which, do you guys know this guy Barak Ravid of Axios? He's an incredible reporter. He breaks a ton of stories, and he's broken a number of stories related to Ukraine. He got the whole plan. He's the first reporter, I think, to get the whole plan. I think we have a graphic that shows some of it here. It's a long plan. A 28-point plan for peace would force Kyiv to give up additional territory in the east, cap the size of its military, and agree it will never join NATO. Never join NATO. According to a draft obtained by Axios and verified by a Ukrainian official, a U.S. official, and a source familiar with the proposal. Never join NATO. Kind of incredible. All right, one more thing, and then, two more things, then we're going to go to you folks. First, here is President Zelensky did a 4-minute video in Ukrainian and also a tweet finally reacting to the plan. Here's his tweet, 113B. The American side presented points of a plan to end the war, their vision. I outlined our key principles. We agreed that our teams will work on the points to ensure it's all genuine. We're geared up for clear and honest work. Ukraine, the U.S., our European and global partners. Okay, one more thing. We wanted to Polymarket this, so with our partners from Polymarket, who soon will be available to you folks in the U.S. More details on that soon, but people from around the world make wagers on different things, weather, sports, news, whatever, politics, international relations. Will there be a Russia and Ukraine ceasefire this year? Will there be a ceasefire this year? Number 14. And you can see less optimistic than Caroline Levitt. Polymarket wagers only have a 9% chance. And you can see it was much higher before. It was well above 60, down to 9%. A little bit surprising to me that it's down 55 percent below its high. Hyma, where do you think we are in this process? Are you more bullish than the Polymarket is?
No, unfortunately, I'm not. And Mark, I was thinking about this a second ago as you were talking about the potential plan. Look, I think we're at a point. I don't even remember what this war is even about. Like, what do we even? What is Russia trying to accomplish? Why did they invade Crimea and then Ukraine, from the beginning. And so I think Ukraine and they're losing the plot across the board, and people are getting a little disinterested, which is not great. But I don't have a lot of confidence that this war is going to end anytime soon. And unfortunately, the reasons behind it don't seem legitimate. I don't think people even remember what the war was about, and it's kind of hard to ask Ukraine to give even more of its sovereign land to Russia when there was no real reason for Russia to ask for it in the beginning, only to put together what Putin is, his dream of putting the Soviet Union back together.
Amber.
Yeah, I'm also not super optimistic. I mean, even the president has said that he found that this war is a lot stickier than he anticipated when taking office. The plan that's being proposed is pretty similar, from what I've read, to a plan that was suggested last summer by Fred Fleitz and Keith Kellogg, where they do have those land concessions for Ukraine, but it also includes the security guarantees, which, of course, during that infamous Oval Office dust-up, were something that Trump and Vance did not want to discuss in front of the press, and it led to this really uncomfortable moment where Zelensky was essentially kicked out of the White House. Obviously, I think the strategy of starting with Russia and then presenting to Ukraine is attempting to mirror the Gaza peace proposal, and they're kind of hoping that going in that opposite direction might help. But we'll see. I mean, like you said, Mark, Zelensky has to signal publicly that he's open to discussing,
Yeah.
but I mean, who knows what he'll actually agree to.
Yeah. All right. Our first sponsor tonight is our good friends at Cozy Earth, who are having a sale. Prices so low, they're insane. 40% off, 40% off Cozy Earth products, the whole site, everything on there. Go to cozyearth.com, promo code two-way. The bubble cuddle blanket, the jogger pants that I wear nearly every day. I'm going to a black tie event tomorrow night. I'm just this close to wearing my Cozy Earth pants. I'm not sure I'll get away with it there, but otherwise you can wear them anywhere. The pajama set, the sheets, the towels so soft. The NFL Sunday, you'll just grab your Cozy Earth towels and just spread them around on the sofa or the lazy boy and just sleep with them, cuddle up with them. They're very soft. All this available now on the site. Crazy Black Friday sale. Stock up for gifts or stuff for yourself. CozyEarth.com, promo code two-way. Wrap the ones you love in luxury with Cozy Earth. Thank you for your attention to that matter. Go buy a bunch of stuff and get a little pop-up. How did you learn about Cozy Earth? Mark told you about Cozy Earth. They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America. And don't forget, you can now listen to the morning meeting and two-way tonight on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.